Hello, everybody, and welcome. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this recording, and welcome to this recruitment awareness event for the position of Resource and Incident Management Officer in Devon and Cornwall. And this being hopefully your first steps into the service for what will be an exciting and very rewarding career. My name is Paul Hutton. I am a senior resourcing officer within the recruitment team here at Devon and Cornwall Police, and I also have a number of other colleagues with me on this session today, and they will introduce themselves when we reach their particular sections. So without further ado, I'm now going to move on to the next slide and talk to you about what you can expect from the session, which will take around about 30 minutes. So, firstly, you're going to hear some information about the department, the contact centre, and the role itself, as well as the police code of ethics. We'll then provide you with some information about the actual recruitment and selection process itself, so you know what to expect. I'm then going to talk to you about positive action, in case any of you want to apply or are eligible to apply for positive action support. Then there will be an input about the training, and then you will hear from one of our resource and incident management officers. So I'm really pleased to say that we've got Lee on the line today, and he will talk to you about his experience in the role, the department, all of the really positive aspects, and all of those challenges. So, you can gain a real insight into what this role is about. So the purpose of the event really is to provide you with all of this information about all of those areas, and in particular the role. We're going to show you now a short introductory video from Commander Lucy Bailey, and immediately following this, my colleague Rachel will come in and she will talk to you a bit more about the contact centre itself. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lucy Bailey and I am the Commander of Contact and Resolution within Devon and Cornwall Police. A very warm welcome to you. It's great to have you here as part of this awareness event so that we can share some information with you about the current opportunities that we have available within our control room for application. Our control room really does support the effective policing operation across both Devon and Cornwall. It is the place in which we take in over 1 million contacts from members of the public each year, both emergency and non-emergency, and it is the place from which incidents are managed and overseen, and that we ensure that we dispatch the appropriate policing response to those who need it the most. Our resource and incident management officers and our contact officers are an absolutely essential part of an effective policing response across both counties. If you do decide to apply and you do join us, and there are a number of things that I can guarantee you about the role that you go into. Number one, no day is ever going to be the same. You'll walk into work each day and you won't know what is going to be waiting for you. Some days are challenging, some calls are challenging, but they are also incredibly fulfilling and roles in which you can make a real difference. Number two, every single day that you come to work, you'll be helping somebody. Probably somebody you're never going to meet, possibly somebody you're never going to speak to again, but you will be helping somebody and you will be that difference in that person's life. Number three, you will save lives. You might even save two in a particular shift. You might not even know that you've saved somebody's life, but you will do. Number four, you'll work amongst an absolutely incredible team who are committed to providing a really high quality service to the public. The team ethic in the control room is incredibly strong and you could be a part of that. And number five, once you join us, you have career opportunities that are opened up in front of you and you can select where you want to take that career. We'll support you in your development to take you where you want to go. So if that sounds like you, if it sounds like something that you would like to be a part of, please do submit an application and we'll very much look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening and good luck.
Hello, my name is Rachel Whitmarsh and I'm an operations manager within the department, and I'm just going to tell you now a little bit about our department. So we have two control rooms. One is based at our HQ Exeter site in Middlemore and one in Crown Hill in Plymouth. Each site has the same structure, and if successful, you'll be based at one of these locations. Responsibility of the department is to manage both the non-urgent demand, whether that be 101 voice calls, emails, web chat, and the 999 emergency service for Devon, Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. Calls come into both centres from across the entire force area, and whether officers are deployed to incidents, incident logs will be created and sent to you by contact officers. Your role will be to review these incidents, decide the priorities and allocate available officers to those incidents as and when is possible. Our control rooms are generally split into two areas. Devon is primarily managed by our Exeter room, and Cornwall and the Isle of Scilly is managed by our Plymouth room. At times of need, you'll be also taking 999 calls to ensure we respond to those calls in a timely manner. Members of the public receive the support they need in an emergency. To support our resource and incident management officers, we also have radio supervisors, sergeants and inspectors. You would, however, be the primary contact for officers, providing them with key information, providing instruction in the first instance, and you'll also need to be listening to them and actioning any requests from them, such as information they might need from one of our intelligence systems, or providing them with additional officers, often urgently. It's a very busy department. To put that into context, we manage in excess of 1 million contacts every year via our different contact types. That's at least 80% of all contact that comes into the force. Other methods of contact are through our front counters or by police officers attending incidents. We don't respond to everything. We do not attend all incidents, and it's a key element of your role to understand those priorities and what we will attend officers to. Our demand is seasonal. We have an estimated population of 1.77 million. Our demand increases so much so in the summer months. We have the second highest level of tourism across the 43 forces in England and Wales. The only other force which experiences such high levels is London. If we spread that demand across the whole year, it equates to 125,000 extra people every day in our force area, which results in 18% increase in 999 calls and 22% increase in 101 calls. We are proud of the support we can provide to the public when they make contact in their time of need. However, we also need to ensure we support our officers and that we work to keep them safe during often and challenging circumstances. Our resource and incident management officers are often that lifeline contact that officers need, and having an oversight of all our incidents in all locations within your allocated area is critical to managing that support. So I'm going to now talk to you a little bit about the actual rewards for the role. So at this point in time, you can specify the location you wish to be based at, as we have vacancies in both locations. As we fill our vacancies, we'll always try to accommodate that preference, but that can't be guaranteed prior to you making an offer. You will, however, be provided with a fixed location in our offer to you. The role is 24/7, 365 days of the year. We work shifts to achieve that, so that's generally 6 days on and 4 days off. And we work a pattern of 2 earlies, 2 lates, 2 nights, and then 4 rest days. The role is very demanding, emotionally and physically. You'll hear from our resource and incident management officer, Lee, in a moment, and you'll be managing a range of diverse incident types, which Lee will tell you more about. But it can be things such as domestics, serious RTCs, suicides. Some of this will unfold while you're on the line during a 999 call, or you'll be hearing from updates from officers in attendance. So you'll need to think and you need to be a resilient character, as you will hear some very traumatic things. The role, of course, can be very rewarding, and we have lots of support mechanisms in place, but please reflect if this is the right role for you. In terms of benefits, the starting salary is £28,530, rising to £31,434, with a 20% shift allowance. £2,500 per year is claimable for weekend working. The shift allowance is paid as soon as you start doing shifts, so that's after the classroom phase. Annual leave starts at 24 days plus bank holidays and goes to 30 days after 5 years of service. At the start of your employment, you'll automatically be enrolled in the local government pension scheme administered by Peninsula Pensions, and that is seen as a huge benefit to those working within the police service. Other benefits can include free on-site parking, although that is limited in the Crown Hill station. You'll be provided with a uniform for free, black trousers, wicking shirt and fleece. You'll also be entitled to join our station gyms for about £3.50 a month. The gym has really great equipment, which is similar to what you'd find in your average high street gym. That's really good value. Eye care vouchers are available to you, so you can get a free eye test every 2 years. And you can also apply to hold a blue light discount card for £4.99, which is valid for 2 years. And it entitles you to discounts online and in the high street and shops and restaurants. You'll be asked if you wish to join the union, and within the force we have Unison and GMB as unions that represent you, and they can also provide free legal, career, financial advice, support and protection. We recognise that for some it's been difficult during COVID, and a lot of organisations have made redundancies. Just want to reassure you that we will always need people in this role to manage our incidents, and it's not affected by changes such as the economy. You can rest assured this is a safe and stable environment and jobs are secure. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the Code of Ethics and Standards of Professional Behaviour, as this is really important and applies to everybody within the police service. These are set by the College of Policing. It's an integral part of modern policing. The aim is to support every member of the policing profession to deliver the highest professional standards in their service to the public. We police by consent, and to achieve this, the public need to have confidence in us as individuals and the service we provide. These are non-negotiable for police officers and police staff, both in and out of work. You can expect to be held accountable of these standards, and if they're breached, you will be held to account. We can also expect you to report and challenge others whose conduct falls below the standards of professional behaviour. I'd encourage you to read and reflect on these standards, and if this is something you're unable to comply with, this isn't the right job for you. The standards will be a running theme throughout your career, and you are likely to be asked about this as part of your interview. The standards can be found via our Force website. I'm now going to hand you over to our recruitment team so they can talk to you a little bit more about the recruitment process.
Thank you very much, Rachel. So as you can see on the slide, I've put in front of you all of the steps of the entire recruitment process. And I'm just going to talk through these briefly before passing you on to my colleague Joe, who will give you some more detail. So stage 1 is our online registration and eligibility stage. So as recruitment is ongoing throughout the year, please check our website for opening and closing window timeframes in order to register. So once you've registered and if you are eligible, you will be invited to take part in stage 2, which is the online situational judgment test, otherwise referred to as the SJT. And so those of you eligible to apply will be invited to complete this through the e-recruitment portal that you've already registered. And if successful, you will then go on to the third stage, which is the virtual assessment centre. And again, this will be available through our e-recruitment system if you've successfully passed the SJT, and we will send you a link to complete the virtual assessment centre. Assuming that you've passed stage 3, then stage 4 will be the application form, and you will need to complete the application form by providing us evidence of your performance against the criteria that's within the role profile. And all of this is available on the job advert. Again, assuming that you've successfully complete the application form stage, you will then be invited to attend an interview with us. And these currently are taking place remotely via Microsoft Teams. And again, when you get to that stage, an invitation will be sent to you via the e-recruitment system where you can book an available interview slot which is suitable for you. And finally, if you're successful following the interview, the final part of the process, stage 6, is our employment prerequisite checking stage. So this is where my team will complete our final checks on you, such as vetting, references, medicals, and so on. And we will give you some more information about that stage in an information event video, which will be sent to you nearer the time. And those of you that are successful will be able to join us into a cohort on an agreed date in the future. We like to do the training in large numbers, so you would join one of the cohorts which is attached to a training program. This will be shared with you nearer the time. So I hope that's given you a brief overview of the stages. My colleague Joe is now going to come on and talk to you in greater detail about those stages, so you have a real understanding of what's going to happen next. So welcome, Joe.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome, everybody. So my name's Joanne Pantelli, and I am a resourcing officer within the recruitment team. So I'm just going to cover off now just this little bit more detail about these stages before your interview. So stage 1 of the process is completion of the online eligibility and registration. So you will need to register on Olio, which is our e-recruitment system, and then all updates to you will come from this system. You'll be asked questions about you, such as contact details and national insurance number. There'll be some eligibility questions, such as your residency or citizenship, and then if you have any cautions or convictions. So if you do have any criminal convictions or cautions, we ask that you let us know. This does include any traffic convictions such as speeding. So convictions and cautions won't necessarily preclude you from becoming a resource and incident management officer, but it will depend on the nature. But failure to disclose anything will. So just let us know. But if you can't remember all the details, please just provide us as much information as you can. You will also need to declare any finances. And again, I cannot reiterate how important it is to provide as much information as possible. So we are proud to be accredited as a disability confident employer. So if you do have a disability, you can inform us if you wish to apply under this scheme. And once you have done so, you will need to provide us with brief details of your disability and the reasonable adjustments that you require in order to be guaranteed an interview. This is provided that you meet the minimum requirements of the role which you are applying for. Following that part, you'll be asked to complete a short equality opportunities form and then complete the declaration. So once you've completed the online eligibility and registration, you will need to complete the situational judgment test. This is also known as the SJT. This will be available through our e-recruitment system. So the SJT is completed online and is designed to assess your judgment and decision-making skills in relation to potential situations that you may experience as a contact officer. You will be presented with several scenarios based on interactions between contact officers and members of the public. You will then be given 4 actions to rate in terms of their effectiveness in addressing the scenario. So from effective to counterproductive. I can recommend that you allow time to complete the assessment and that you ensure you are in a quiet space to avoid any distractions. And you will have 7 days to complete this from completing the application stage and once you have signed the declaration. So if you are successful at the SJT, you will be invited to complete a virtual assessment centre through our external assessment provider called SHL, and the link to complete this will also be available through our e-recruitment system. So the test itself has 2 contact centre simulations. This is based on interaction with members of the public in a customer service environment. You will take 2 calls from simulated customers with queries that need resolving, and you will need to navigate the system, select the appropriate responses, and then type the relevant information accurately. So the virtual assessment centre